Welcome everyone to a very special Why I Hate, a series in which I usually talk about movies I hate and I make jokes about them, but today is special because it's spooky season! That's right, I'm doing a Halloween special in the first ever tonify Halloween episode of it's gonna be a weird name. Now, while I do have the option to actually watch a good horror movie and sort of reflect on how cinema's changed over the years and do a little cute video, I felt more like bullying another movie since my first one got taken down and I'm still scared of YouTube. So in a surprisingly short amount of time, I did enough research to find the lowest rated horror movie the internet could provide me. And I have to thank my lucky stars for finding this cult classic film, Axum. Axum, according to many people, is the worst movie out there, and holy shit, that is not an exaggeration. It's a little complicated to talk about this movie though, which is kind of the reason why I'm not showing any clips from the movie. I really think that you'll just have to experience this one with me. It's easier for me to just show you. Take a look at this just random out of context clip and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a fun movie. So the opening of the movie starts off with the very crucial lore you'll have to know moving forward, and it goes by really fucking quickly, so I'll have to stop and just slow it down and read it for you. And real quick, I want to mention that the formatting for this text is on a whole other level. On a cold winter night in 1990, Mr. Mason, a mean and cruel townsman, left his job for home. After arriving home, he took a shotgun and killed his wife and kids. Then his mean man killed himself. Legend has it he will return in 13 years to revenge his family deaths. His fucking family deaths. God, thank you for this very beautiful fucking intro. So, in case you were wondering, yes, this is the movie. It looks like shit, and you can't hear anything that anyone is saying. And in case you didn't pick it up by now, these guys, these are our main characters. The extras talk at the same volume, so yeah, we don't hear shit that they're saying at all, ever. And you might think, oh, this is only for the opening scene. They'll get a microphone for the other scenes. No. Every scene is like this. Most of this movie is people talking over each other with no microphones. Now obviously, I questioned if I'd even be able to do a valid review on this movie. No one can tell what the fuck is going on, but I think that's what makes this movie so special to me. So let me explain the plot so we're all up to speed, because this shit isn't obvious on the first watch. So this group here, who we don't learn any of their names, all decide to go to a cabin that one of their grandfathers owns. It's pretty typical horror movie mumbo jumbo, but no matter how many times I rewinded, I still couldn't make out a single character's name in this scene, so fuck me. And this movie has a whole plethora of issues to pick besides that. Most of the time, scenes will just end during dialogue. The movie just doesn't want to hear anything that anyone has to say. It couldn't give a fuck. Sometimes the audio doesn't pick up until after the scene starts. There are so many technical issues already, and we are just beginning the movie. Anyways, after we meet our main cast, we get to a scene which I assume is the movie's antagonist entering the house of an unknown old man. The old-timer here goes to check the door to see what's going on, and then decides to go to get his gun. The funny thing is that we see Axel the Axum man here just basically right behind him as the shot cuts to the next room. But then we see the old man kind of fuck around in his room for a little bit, and he has about 30 seconds before the killer actually comes and kills him. Oh my fucking god. The next scene we see is a dance-off slash your mama roast session. Your mama's so fat her shadow weighed 40 pounds. But rest assured, we have the greatest DJ in the whole world to control this party. Featuring DJ Double Cut Master, slice 'em up, dice 'em up. OG, my man, so nice, and This movie here is made by Michael Mafume. Okay, so that's just your name twice. You don't need to print it twice. You didn't do this on the cover. Why the fuck did you do it in the movie? Also, get a load of this title drop. Ooh, that's spooky. I'm gonna have to turn up the brightness for this one. Anyways, believe it or not, this dance scene has been going on for 5 fucking minutes now. It doesn't add anything, and I don't know why it's here. It doesn't really introduce anyone except for good old DJ J Nice and whatever. Also, you may have noticed by now, but that man is holding a microphone. That's really cool because I can't hear anyone, but you could at least hook it up to the camera or something. Come on, man. Finally, the scene has all of our characters that I think are important. I don't know any of their names still, and it's not like I could hear anyone even if they did tell me. And then the next scene, the music is just louder than the main characters. Next, they all pull up to a cabin where this man just walks out of the woods. Where did you come from? Do I need to know you? Do I have to know you? After that, we get a scene where we're introduced to these two lovely gentlemen that don't have any names either. Their names on IMDb are officially Hobo 1 and 2, so take it up with them if you have a problem with that. They're here to tell us that the Axum guy is hanging around and doing naughty stuff, and then they just fucking leave. You hear that? Did you catch that one? Cut. You can hear the director say cut, which is just absolute gold. You couldn't write any of this shit. The absolute scariest thing in this movie is with every single scene, you have no idea if you're getting bad audio, bad video, or both. There are like 2 scenes where you can kind of make out what they're saying, but on the rest, you're just on your own. And unfortunately for us, there is no better quality version of this movie. I checked. This movie went straight to DVD and then was no longer being manufactured, so owning a copy of this movie is very rare. This next scene right here makes me laugh. While these two are talking and walking in the woods, this girl interrupts this conversation and pulls the other girl a few feet ahead, and they talk about something that probably doesn't fucking matter, but while they are talking, this guy just hangs out in the back and just kicks around rocks or some shit. Next up, we get the first of many dinner scenes. These scenes are the best because you may have noticed by now, but they only have one camera. So yes, that means every single one of these scenes doesn't have any cuts, and it's all one long take. In other movies, this would be an incredible accomplishment by the production crew, but this movie is just a bunch of people discussing fucking nothing, so it just makes the scenes feel like they never end. I got the music! I got the gun! And believe it or not, I have no idea what happens next. My guess is that this is like a snuff film segment or an actual documentation of murders. I have no idea what is happening here, but it's shot so awfully and it's so bad it's unintentionally scary. And this is the only scene in the whole movie that's like this, so I guess congrats movie, you got a scary scene in there. But I still could not come to a conclusion on what the fuck is happening here, and I don't think you could either. Okay, so this next scene here is very interesting because for the first time in this entire movie, we have actual actors doing real acting. We're out of gas! They're not very good at it, but I think that their efforts they're making can really be appreciated here. And it's kind of funny too because they're all so stressed and pissed off, but it's for good reason.
Let's just go find somebody's house so we can make a phone call, okay? Sarah, you stay here. We will be right back. Breakfast, you come with me.
Wait, sorry. What's his name again? Is his name fucking Breakfast? We have only heard 3 names by now. DJ Double Cum Master, Sarah, I think, and fucking Breakfast. Thank God Sarah got the normal name. I was really worried about that one. Breakfast and the other guy decide to go find help where they came from. Then we have another dinner scene, or should I say breakfast scene. They're not really talking about anything interesting, so I mean, what else is new?
Look, I'm gonna go back to sleep. I'll holler at you later.
You just fucking woke up. Why did you all go back to sleep? After that, we have another breakfast scene.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Thanks!
Anyways, the new characters decide to ask for help in this abandoned house. This was pretty cool, typical horror movie shit, and I was sold until the second they walked into the house and you can't see shit. So yeah, this guy gets lost for a little while until Axum gets around to killing him. Not with an axe though, with a fucking phone. Then we have what might be the closest thing to a character arc we can get in this movie, as Breakfast contemplates if he should have left his friend or if he should go back.
Shit. Homie, don't play that goddamn shit. Man, that is my boy. Man, fuck it, I'm going to but you won't catch my black ass.
What the fuck? So like, Breakfast has no way of knowing his friend was killed. He just didn't want to go into the house. But no, he decides it's time to run away and leave the movie. He had no way of knowing that there was any threat. I'm gonna be honest, the next few scenes are pretty much a lot of the same shit we've already seen, and I'm sick of waiting, and I want to see some kills, so show me some carnage, baby. And we skip right on ahead to a night scene where... Pootie Tang, I'm sorry, that's his name, go take it up with IMDb, and this other girl go into the woods to make out, where they got attacked off screen. We spent all this time watching pointless shit with DJs and people talking over each other and eating dinner that we don't even get the common decency of seeing any of these fuckers get attacked. Not enough time for that though, because the body of the guy from earlier falls through the fucking door, even though he died in a completely different house. So then everyone runs out the door where the dead body just fucking came through. They ran outside and they see Axum, and he's working on a car, I think, or he really sucks at hiding. They just used the same take twice in a row. I don't know, man. I just came here for a good time. And from this point on, the movie decides it's time to just be really fucking goofy. There are like a dozen characters here, I think. I'm not gonna go back and count, but they all make this plan to run in opposite directions. Now, as goofy as this is, from a writing standpoint, this makes absolutely no sense. Why would they do this? Doesn't this mean that Axum can't kill all of them and it now might actually take time for him to get to everyone? Well, no. Axum can apparently teleport, which explains the body from earlier, I think. One scene, he's in the woods, and then he's inside a house for a few seconds, and then he's in a completely different house in the very next scene. The editing now just goes fucking nuts. Also, you may have noticed that Axum doesn't even use a fucking axe. He uses a phone, a machete, a baseball bat, and a fucking gun. Now this next clip here is possibly the biggest comedic gold I've seen in a horror movie in a very long time. Oh my fucking god. Did she even trip on anything? She just hardly moves, and she just keeps tripping on nothing. Also, the big payoff here is that she just leaves the movie. She doesn't die, she just runs away, and is never seen again. This movie's just so fucking nuts. I could just sit here and play clips for y'all, and the video would be done.
Here are the nominees for performance by an actor in a leading role.
Well, listen, you just gotta understand, I ain't never been in no situation like this before. I ain't never been out in no woods with no man chasing me with no... I don't believe... I can't believe this stuff. He's gonna kill us. We just gonna die. Everybody gonna get us. We gonna... I don't believe it.
Okay, so now this guy is outside the house, even though they all ran in separate directions from the house, and he just keeps doing this. By the way, there's the cameraman. He uses his best judgment here to go back into the house holding what appears to be an invisible gun. And after exploring the house, he finds the old man from earlier dead in the closet. Somehow, this guy is his grandfather, which raises so many fucking questions. Like, he didn't think to find his grandpa anywhere in the house or get in contact with him in any way, and none of these 10 people found him either. It's possible that maybe they mentioned this earlier and I missed it, but it's not like I could fucking hear them. And yeah, they all find each other even though that should be impossible. And yeah, they just found each other and that's fine. We're all cool with it, right guys?
Hands ready.
God, this movie is so fucking funny. If you need a genuine good laugh, then you should just go check this movie out for yourself. I tried not to show all the clips, but the total runtime for this movie is only an hour and 10 minutes. So yeah, eventually we get to the crazy finale of the movie. Everything is on the line, and we have been building up to this final battle. This is the scene where they stand their ground and fight Axel. And how do our heroes engage the antagonist? Well, they stab him like once, and then they kick him a few times, and that's how he dies. I honestly don't know what y'all are expecting. Also, this movie is dedicated to his dead grandma. But this movie came out in 1992, and they probably filmed it in 91, and even if he didn't, he still got his grandma's year of death wrong, so... Thank you, Lord, for blessing us with this movie. If you want to even call this a film, it's easily the worst shit I think anyone could ever watch. You can't hear shit, you can't see shit, there's no story, you don't know any of the characters, there's no motivation, everything just happens with no explanation, and there is like no redeeming qualities. So, looks like I'm just gonna have to give it a perfect 10 out of something. Happy Halloween.